Hey everyone, ready to make some money online? We're diving deep into affiliate marketing with WordPress today.
That's right.
Specifically choosing a WordPress theme. It's easy to get lost in all the options, right?
Absolutely. There are so many.
So to help us out, we're looking at this blog post from Now Technology Systems, an Australian web development company. Their take on what makes a theme really work for affiliate marketing.
I've got some good insights.
Our mission: to give you the knowledge to pick a theme that doesn't just look pretty, but actually helps you rake in those affiliate commissions.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so the article really pushes using WordPress for this kind of thing. Why is that? Why is WordPress like the go-to?
Well, for starters, it's super flexible, right? You can customize just about anything. And there's this huge library of themes and plugins.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Plugins, like add-ons, right?
Exactly. Want a contact form? Boom. There's a plugin for that. Need a way to track your affiliate links. Plugin.
That's so cool. So basically, you can build a site that's totally unique without having to be a coding whiz.
Pretty much. That's a big part of why it's so popular for affiliate marketing. You can really tailor the experience to your audience.
Okay, I'm getting it. So it's not just about picking any random pretty theme. There are specific things that matter more when you're trying to make money with affiliate links, right?
Absolutely. And this blog post highlights a few key features.
They start with responsiveness, which I guess makes sense in today's world, right? Everyone's on their phones.
Totally. Think about it. You're on your phone trying to buy something,
Uh-huh.
and the website is a total mess, all zoomed in, can't find the buttons.
Frustrating.
You'd probably just leave, right?
Yeah.
A responsive theme makes sure your website looks amazing on any screen size. Phone, tablet, giant desktop.
So people stick around long enough to actually click those affiliate links.
Exactly. Keeps them engaged.
Next on their list, SEO friendliness. Now, I know SEO is important.
Oh, yeah.
Helps Google find your site. But what's a theme got to do with that?
A lot, actually. A theme that's built with SEO in mind uses clean code. And a structure that search engines like Google can easily understand.
Ah, so Google can be like, oh, I get what this site's about. Let me show it to people searching for this stuff.
Exactly. The better your SEO, the higher you rank in search results. And that means more people finding your site, clicking your links, and hopefully becoming customers.
So good-looking site, people can find it. What else?
Customization.
Oh, right. Got to make it your own.
It has to reflect your brand, appeal to your specific audience, not just be some generic thing.
Yeah, you don't want to look like every other travel blog or whatever. So what can you actually customize?
Pretty much everything. Colors, fonts, the whole layout of your pages.
So, like, I could make my headings all fancy and swirly if that fits my style.
You got it. It's about creating that visual experience that pulls people in.
Kind of like, I don't know, decorating your house. You choose colors and furniture that make you happy, right?
Exactly. And speaking of happy, the last big feature they highlight is speed. Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for a slow website. Seriously, a fast-loading site is like the bare minimum these days.
If a site takes forever, I just click away.
Everyone does.
So a fast site means people actually read my stuff, click the links. Good for everyone.
Makes them more likely to convert.
Convert. Fancy word for buy stuff through my links.
Pretty much.
All right, so we got our checklist now. Responsive, SEO friendly, customizable, fast. What about the actual themes? Which ones do they recommend?
They suggest 4 that are particularly good for affiliate marketing. Astra, GeneratePress, Ocean WP, and Divi.
4 contenders. All right, let's start with Astra. The article says it's lightweight and really customizable.
Yeah, Astra is often recommended for beginners because it's pretty simple to use. Plus, it plays well with page builders, which are these tools that let you build layouts without coding.
Oh, like those drag and drop things. I've seen those advertised.
Yeah, exactly. So you can build a professional-looking site even if you're, totally new to WordPress.
That's awesome. What about GeneratePress? The name makes it sound like it's all about efficiency.
You got it. GeneratePress is known for being super fast because it uses a really lightweight code base.
Okay, so if I'm like obsessed with my site loading instantly, GeneratePress is the one.
It's a good contender for that, for sure. Speed freaks love it.
Next up, Ocean WP. Sounds vast and full of possibilities just from the name.
Ocean WP is known for being super flexible. Has a ton of features and options.
So maybe good if you're planning to like really grow your site in the future?
Definitely. It can grow with you.
Okay, last but not least, Divi. They mention it's famous for its visual editor, which sounds good for people who, like me, don't really know code.
Right. Divi's visual editor lets you see your changes happening live as you design.
Ooh, that sounds kind of cool.
It's more intuitive than messing with code directly.
So you're basically dragging and dropping things to build your pages?
Yeah, exactly. It could be a lot easier to wrap your head around.
Okay, but earlier you said Astra and GeneratePress are good for beginners. Are there, like, downsides to Divi if I'm just starting out?
It's powerful, but all those options can be a little overwhelming if you're not sure what you're doing. Sometimes a simpler theme, like Astra or GeneratePress, can be a better starting point so you don't get lost in the weeds.
Okay, that makes sense. Don't want to get decision paralysis before I even start.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
better to start simple and add complexity as you need it.
So we've got these 4 themes to think about. Each has its own strengths. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of each one, there's something else this article brings up that I think is super important.
Oh, yeah.
Legal stuff.
Right. Accessibility.
Easy to overlook that when you're excited about making money.
It's crucial, though, especially in Australia.
Let's talk about that. They mentioned something called WCAG 2.1. What is that exactly?
WCAG 2.1 stand for Web Content Accessibility Guidelines.
Catchy.
Basically, it's a set of rules to make sure your website is accessible to people with disabilities.
Okay, so it's not just about looking good and making money. It's about making sure everyone can actually use my site no matter what.
Exactly. Things like making sure the text is easy to read.
Oh, like good contrast between the text and the background.
Yeah. Or providing descriptions for images so people who use screen readers can understand what's on the page.
Making the web a more inclusive place. Love that. But they say this is especially important in Australia. Why is that?
Well, for one, ignoring these guidelines can actually have legal consequences here in Australia.
Whoa, seriously.
Yeah, you can get in trouble. And the Australian consumer law also has specific requirements for affiliate marketing.
Oh, like what?
You got to be super transparent with your audience. Clearly disclose that you might earn a commission if they buy something through your links.
Which makes sense, honestly. No sneaking around, just be upfront.
It's the ethical thing to do.
Yeah.
And it builds trust with your visitors.
So we've got our themes. We got to think about accessibility and legal stuff. But choosing a theme is just the first step, right?
Absolutely.
This article also talks about customizing your theme for maximum impact, making it work for you.
Think of it like buying a house. You don't just move in and leave everything as is, right? You decorate, make it your own. Customizing your theme is like that.
I like that analogy. So what are some things we can do to customize?
They mention using the customizer tools that come with WordPress,
Okay.
focusing on really high-quality content, and then strategically placing calls to action, to guide people towards those affiliate links.
Let's start with those customizer tools. What are they and how do I use them without messing everything up?
They're pretty user-friendly, actually. They let you tweak how your site looks.
Like what?
Colors, fonts, the layout of your pages, all the visual details that make your site stand out.
So it's like going beyond just picking a theme. I can fine-tune everything to match my brand and my style.
Precisely. You have a lot of control over the look and feel of your site.
That's pretty cool. But design is just one piece of the puzzle, right? This blog post is really big on creating high-quality content.
It's essential because in affiliate marketing, your content is what's going to convince people to actually click your links and buy the stuff you're recommending.
So it's not just slapping up a bunch of product descriptions and calling it a day.
No way. You got to provide real value to your readers. Think about what problems they're facing.
Oh,
How can the products you're promoting help them solve those problems?
so if I'm writing about cameras, I don't just say, this camera is good. I explain, like, this is the camera for taking amazing nature photos while you're hiking.
You got it. Be specific. Solve their problems.
And that makes me a trusted source, so they're more likely to trust my recommendation.
Exactly. Building that trust is crucial.
Okay, so how do I balance giving good info with, actually promoting the products?
Well, first off, be honest.
Yeah,
Only recommend stuff you actually believe in.
that makes sense. If
Yeah.
I think a product's junk, I'm not going to tell people to buy it.
Exactly. And when it comes to weaving in those affiliate links, that's where calls to action come in.
Right, those little nudges to get people clicking. But how do I do that without being, like, annoyingly salesy?
It's all about context and placement. Your call to action should flow naturally from the content.
So not just randomly shoving links everywhere.
No. For example, if you're writing about the best travel backpacks, you could naturally include a call to action at the end that says, check out our top-rated travel backpacks here.
Simple, to the point.
Exactly.
What about the wording? Any tips on making those calls to action really grab people's attention?
Instead of a generic click here, use action-oriented language that tells people what they'll get by clicking.
Ooh, I like that.
Like download your free packing checklist.
Yeah.
Or get exclusive deals on travel gear.
So it's not just about clicking, it's about what they get on the other side.
Exactly. Make it enticing.
Okay, makes sense. We've covered a lot here, but before we move on to more detail on those specific themes, let's loop back to those legal and accessibility things.
Always important.
You said following WCAG 2.1 is super important in Australia. Yes.
Can you give me some specific things I need to do to make my site accessible?
Well, like we talked about, making sure there's enough color contrast so people with vision impairments can actually read the text.
Right.
Providing text alternatives for images, so people who use screen readers,
Yeah.
devices that read the web aloud, they can understand what's going on.
That makes sense.
And then, of course, that transparency thing we talked about with affiliate links. Super important in Australia.
Can you break that down a bit more? Like, what does that look like practically?
It means telling people clearly that you might earn money if they buy something through your links.
Like, do I need to write a whole essay every time I link to a product?
No, not an essay. But you can put a little disclaimer near your links.
Okay.
Or have a page on your site dedicated to disclosures. The main thing is that this info is easy to find.
So no hiding it in tiny print at the bottom of the page.
Exactly. Be upfront and honest. It builds trust. Makes sense. Are there any other specific Australian laws I should know about? It feels kind of overwhelming, all this legal stuff.
The Australian consumer law covers a lot. I'd recommend checking out the ACCC website.
The what now?
The Australian Competition and Consumer Commission.
Oh, okay.
They've got tons of info about what you can and can't do when it comes to marketing here.
So basically, do my research and don't assume everything I see other people doing online is okay here in Australia.
Exactly. Different countries, different rules.
All right, so we got the legal stuff somewhat sorted. Anything else ethically I should keep in mind? Even if it's technically legal, is there a right and wrong way to do affiliate marketing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ethics go beyond just following the letter of the law.
Okay.
For example, you might technically be allowed to use some really aggressive marketing tactics to push people to buy, but that doesn't mean it's a good idea. It could hurt your reputation in the long run.
So it's not just about making a quick buck, it's about building a brand that people trust.
Precisely. Think long term.
Okay, so much to consider. Choosing the right theme, customizing it to match my style, creating good content, placing those calls to action strategically, A&D being ethical about the whole thing.
It's a lot, but it's all part of building a successful affiliate marketing business.
All right, I'm starting to get the bigger picture here. Before we dive into more specifics about those themes, any last thoughts you want to leave our listeners with?
I think the biggest thing is this. Affiliate marketing takes time and effort. It's not a magic get-rich-quick scheme.
I'm starting to realize that.
But if you're willing to put in the work, it can be a really rewarding way to make money online.
That's inspiring. Okay, before we move on, what's next on our deep dive agenda?
Let's take a closer look at each of those four things we talked about.
Astra, Generate Press, Ocean WP, and Divi.
Right. What makes each one unique, and what kind of affiliate marketer might each one be best suited for?
Ooh, I like where this is going. Let's get specific.
Sounds like a plan. All right, so you've picked your theme. That's a great start. But like we said, it's just the foundation. Now we got to make it yours.
Time to get creative. I gotta admit, I'm a little overwhelmed by all those customizer tools. Where do I even start?
Don't worry. It's not as complicated as it looks. Start by thinking about your brand, What kind of feel are you going for?
So, like, if my site's all about travel, maybe I want something that feels adventurous. Lots of bright colors, maybe.
Exactly. Colors, fonts, the whole layout. They all work together to create that vibe.
Speaking of layout, the article talks about adjusting that, but how do I, actually use that to make a difference?
Think of your site as a shop, right?
Okay.
The colors and fonts are like the decor. They set the mood.
Makes sense.
And the layout, that's your floor plan. It guides people through the space, highlights what's important.
So if I want people to focus on a specific product, maybe I make the button to buy it really big and bold.
Yeah.
So they can't miss it.
You got it. Or you can use white space to make certain things pop.
White space. I thought we were supposed to fill every inch of the site with stuff.
Not at all. White space, or negative space as it's sometimes called, gives the eye a break. Makes things easier to read, actually.
I never thought of it that way.
It's like imagine a store where everything's crammed together.
Oh yeah, that'd be awful.
Right. You get overwhelmed. But a store that's clean, well organized, the products stand out more.
Okay, that's a good way to think about it.
So play around with those tools. Experiment. See what works for your site and your audience.
All right, so we got the visuals sorted. Now, what about the actual content? We talked about high-quality content being key. But what does that actually mean for affiliate marketing specifically?
It's about going beyond those basic product descriptions. Give people something useful.
So instead of just saying, this is a good backpack,
Yeah.
I actually give them tips on like how to pack it efficiently or what to look for in a good travel backpack.
Exactly. Answer their questions before they even have to ask.
And that makes them trust me more. So they're more likely to buy the backpack I recommend.
You got it. It's all about that trust factor.
Okay, but how do I balance giving useful info with like actually promoting the products?
Well, honesty is key, right? Don't recommend stuff you don't believe in.
Right. If I think a product's bad, I'm not going to push it on people just to make a commission.
Exactly. And when it comes to actually putting those links in your content, that's where calls to action come in.
Right. Those little click me buttons.
More than just buttons, though. Think of them as gentle nudges, guiding people to take the next step.
Okay, I like that. But how do I do that without being pushy, you know? I don't want people to feel like I'm just trying to sell them something.
Context is everything. Your call to action should flow naturally from what you're talking about.
So like if I'm writing about the best travel cameras,
Yeah.
I could put a call to action at the end that says, check out our top-rated travel cameras here.
See? Natural and helpful.
It's like I'm giving them the info they need and then making it super easy to take the next step.
That's the idea.
Any tips on the wording of those calls to action? How do I make them really stand out?
Ditch the boring click here.
Okay.
Use words that tell people what they'll get PT by clicking.
Oh, like download your free photography guide.
Perfect. Or get exclusive discounts on travel gear.
Ooh, I like that. It's not just a click, it's a benefit.
Exactly. Make it irresistible.
Okay, so we got our calls to action sorted. Now, back to that legal and accessibility stuff for a minute. Is there anything else I need to be super careful about, especially here in Australia?
Yeah, like we said, being upfront about those affiliate relationships is huge E here.
You mentioned disclaimers earlier. Where exactly should I put those?
You can put them near your affiliate links
Okay.
on your About page, or you could have a dedicated disclosures page on your site. Just make sure people can easily find it.
So no hiding it in tiny print at the bottom of the page, buried under a million other things.
Exactly. Transparency is key.
Makes sense. Any other Australian laws I should be aware of? There's just so much to keep track of.
The ACCC website is your friend here.
The what now? Sorry, I'm still learning all the acronyms.
The Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, they've got tons of info on marketing and advertising rules.
Okay, good to know. So basically, I need to do my research and not assume that everything I see other people doing online is okay here in Australia.
Precisely.
All right, legal stuff, check. But even if something's technically legal, are there ethical things I should be thinking about?
Definitely. Ethics are important.
So like even if I could use super aggressive marketing tactics, maybe I shouldn't.
Exactly. It might hurt you in the long run. People might see you as untrustworthy.
Right. Got to protect that reputation.
Exactly. Think long term. Building a sustainable business, not just chasing quick wins.
Okay, this is a lot to digest. Right theme, custom design, good content, smart calls to action, A&D. I got to be ethical about it all. It's like a whole philosophy.
It is. Building a successful affiliate marketing website is more than just slapping some links on a page.
I'm definitely realizing that. So before we go any further, any parting words of wisdom about this whole customization and ethics thing?
Just remember, your reputation is everything.
Mm.
Be honest, be transparent, provide real value, and people will trust you.
Great advice. All right, feeling a bit more confident now. What's next on our agenda?
Let's shift gears a bit and talk about some of the challenges you might face as an affiliate marketer.
Well, like what?
Things like standing out in a crowded market, building traffic to your site, staying motivated when things get tough.
Ooh, that sounds like a whole other can of worms.
It can be, but knowing what to expect can make all the difference.
Okay, let's dive into those challenges. All right, so we've covered picking a theme, making it look awesome, and even the legal stuff. But now for the real-world challenges. What are some things that could actually trip me up as I'm building this affiliate marketing empire?
Well, first off, you got to stand out. It's a crowded market out there, tons of affiliate websites, all vying for attention.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, if I open a coffee shop, but there's already 5 on the same block, Why would anyone choose mine?
Exactly. You need a unique selling point, something that makes you different.
So niche down, right? Like we talked about before. Don't try to be everything to everyone.
That's a big one. What are you passionate about? What do you know a lot about? Can you combine that with a specific audience need?
So instead of a general travel blog, maybe I focus on solo female travel or budget travel for families.
See? Now you're talking. You've got a specific audience, a clear focus.
Makes it easier to tailor my content and recommendations, too. Okay, standing out, check. What else could trip me up?
Getting people to actually find your site.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Traffic. You can have the most amazing content in the world, but if nobody sees it...
It's like having a hidden treasure chest. Nobody knows where to dig.
Exactly. So how do I get people to my site? You mentioned SEO, but are there other things I should be doing?
SEO is super important for sure. But think of it as the long game. It takes time to build up those rankings.
Okay.
In the meantime, social media is your friend.
Oh, right.
Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, wherever your target audience hangs out.
Sharing my blog posts, my product recommendations, stuff like that.
Exactly. Engage with people. Build a community around your brand.
So it's not just about broadcasting, it's about connecting.
You got it. You can also collaborate with other bloggers in your niche. Guest blogging, cross-promotion.
Ah, so like I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
Exactly. Expand your reach that way. And don't forget about email marketing.
Oh, right, those newsletters and stuff.
Building an email list is like gold. You can connect directly with people who are interested in what you have to offer.
So many things to do.
It can feel overwhelming, yeah. Which brings us to another challenge. Staying motivated. Affiliate marketing is a marathon, not a sprint.
Tell me about it. I'm already feeling a little exhausted just thinking about all this.
It's a lot. But that's why it's important to break things down into smaller steps, set realistic goals, and celebrate those wins along the way.
So don't beat myself up if I don't have 1 million followers overnight.
Exactly. Progress over perfection. And don't be afraid to reach out for help when you need it. There are tons of amazing communities online for affiliate marketers.
So I can connect with people who get it, who've been there.
Exactly. Share tips, vent your frustrations, celebrate your successes. It makes a huge difference.
Okay, I'm feeling a little more encouraged now. But there's got to be more challenges, right? It can't be all sunshine and roses.
Well, things change constantly in the online world. Google changes its algorithm. Social media platforms rise and fall.
Oh yeah, things move fast.
You got to be adaptable, willing to learn new things, and adjust your strategies.
So basically, embrace the chaos.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The more flexible you are, the better you'll be able to navigate those inevitable bumps in the road.
All right, this has been incredibly helpful. I feel like I have a much more realistic understanding of what I'm getting into.
That's the goal.
So we've talked about picking the right theme, making it your own, creating awesome content, getting people to see it, and even some of the challenges we might face. Any final words of wisdom before we wrap up this deep dive?
Remember, building a successful affiliate marketing website takes time, it takes work, and it takes persistence.
No shortcuts, huh?
Nope. But if you're passionate about your niche and you're willing to put in the effort, you can absolutely make it work.
I like that. It's inspiring, honestly.
And remember, we're always here to help. Check out our website for more resources and tips.
Awesome. Thanks for that. Well, this has been a fantastic deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much.
Glad to hear it.
And to our listeners, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you found this episode helpful and motivating.
Now go out there and build something amazing.
That's a wrap. Until next time, happy diving.